Hey everyone, I want to quickly talk to you about guiding the audience's eye while you're animating a shot. It's one of the mistakes that we see a lot of students make, and a note that we give a lot of the time. So for example, you need to know where the audience is looking at all times, and you need to make sure that the reason they're looking there is because you want them to be looking there. And so the most common mistake that we see is everything's moving at once, and so the audience doesn't know where to look. So for example, if I'm shaking this over here while talking to you, most likely you're going to be looking at this banana because it's moving more than my face. It's probably more interesting than my face. And so that is conflicting. Whereas if I was just holding this dead still, maybe not even in camera, you'd be looking at my face because that's what's calling your attention. But as soon as I bring in something else that's relevant to the shot, you're going to start looking at that. So in this shot from my student, you can see that as she turns her head, or as the character turns their head, he starts moving his fingers, right, at the exact same time. And so our attention is divided to what we look at. We're conflicted to where we should be looking. And so if we took that hand movement out or reduced it by 100%, then we'd be looking just at the face, and that's where we want the audience to be looking in this shot, because that's where all the acting is and that's where it looks really nice. However, if that hand was super important because he was just about to get out a knife or something, and that's why we need to be looking at that hand at that time, then it makes sense to maybe keep the head more still and start moving the hand. So it's really important to know that the audience is going to be looking at what is moving the most on the screen. And there's a few other ways you can kind of guide the eye towards a focal point, but in general, I think the biggest one that we see in student work is that things are just moving a lot and everything all at once, so nobody knows where to look. So in your animation, keep that in mind, practice restraints, and don't move everything if it's not important to the story. Only animate what you need to animate in order to tell your story with that character.